Representative Rogers, Herbert Walter Denmark Jr. I live in Auburn. Here are the concerns that I have, and I had written 4 of them. First is in reference to this concern about a white student union that is formed or is forming at Auburn University, which is one of the main influences in the district that you represent. And from our understanding, Representative Daniel Spencer, he had, in a group of his, rented some space at Auburn. He was supposed to schedule to speak on Tuesday night, the Tuesday after Easter. I don't know if they're going to go with it. But my question is, how do you feel about, allowing something like that in a public forum at a public university? And what impact will it have on life at a campus like Auburn, knowing that Auburn believes in family, and knowing that the part of the quality of life in Auburn and in your district depends a lot on what goes on at Auburn University. Second question is in reference to internet security. President Trump recently signed a bill into law saying that a cable company or an internet provider or a broadband provider can use information, or he can buy or sell information on a cable customer, on a constituent of yours, without that constituent knowing about it or giving that cable company or that broadband provider permission to use the information. My question is, what were your concerns about it? How did you vote, and why did you vote? And did you talk to any of your constituents, especially those who use the internet and broadband to get whatever information they get? And also knowing that potentially it might get into the hands of a terrorist or two, or someone from a white student union. The obvious third question is about the recent bombings in Syria and Afghanistan. What was your position on that? We'd like to know. A fourth one is in reference to safety at the workplace issues. Bloomberg magazine recently reported that there have been workplace safety issues at a couple of the plants in your district and at the Kia plant across the border in Georgia. What's your position on that? And how do you think that should be addressed on a federal level? And what should OSHA do about it? Or are you going to continue to remove all these regulations just because someone like President Obama, others put them in? And of course, the issue of letting workers join unions. There was an effort recently to unionize at the GE Aviation plant that they did not go through with it. And I'm concerned about how you feel about many of your constituents being allowed to unionize, even though Alabama is a right-to-work state. And of course, the question of how much those workers are going to get paid. And as an African American, I have a natural concern about voting rights, voter access, access to political participation in forums even like this. And I would like to know, why is your absence, why do you keep being absent at forums like this? And you only call them at certain times, at certain places, during election time. And finally, concerning the leadership in Alabama, the changes. I mean, do you think Luther Strange should be forced to run in an election again, in a special election, knowing that he's now part of the delegation? And I have others, but in the interest of time, I'll stop. And I thank you.